Hi there. If you're a PAYSTACK merchant and you're not quite sure how best to go about managing disputes on your PAYSTACK business, you've come to the right place. This video is part of a disputes knowledge series, but this video will be focused on how to manage disputes on your PAYSTACK business. My name is Fatima. My job is to catch bad guys. Before we jump into the actual flow for resolving disputes, I want to quickly point out here that there are two possible resolutions when dealing with disputes. You can either accept the dispute, meaning that you're agreeing to process a full or partial reversal to the customer, or you can decline the dispute. Bear in mind, however, that to decline a dispute, you will need to provide some supporting information. More on that later. So, how do you resolve disputes logged on your PAYSTACK business? The first thing you need to know is that there are 3 ways to resolve disputes on your PAYSTACK business. You can either resolve them on your PAYSTACK dashboard, on the PAYSTACK mobile app, or via our disputes APIs. The reason why all these channels exist is for flexibility. Disputes are very time sensitive, so we need to ensure that merchants are fully equipped to handle them regardless of your situation. Now that we know all about the different resolution types and channels, we can get into the flow for resolving disputes on your dashboard. Step 1. When you get a dispute notification via email, you will need to log into your PAYSTACK dashboard. Once in, you should see a banner at the top of the dashboard nudging you to resolve your pending disputes. Step 2. You can either click on the banner or head over to the navigation pane on the left side of the dashboard and click on disputes. Step 3. On the disputes page, you will see a full list of all the pending and resolved disputes on your business, and the ones that are yet to be resolved will have a due date letting you know when the disputes will expire, as well as an awaiting feedback status. If you have a lot of disputes, you can filter for only the pending ones by clicking on Filters on the top left corner and filter status by awaiting your feedback. Once you find the dispute you would like to resolve, simply click on it and you'll be taken to the resolution page for that dispute. Step 4. Now, when you're resolving a dispute, the information you need to provide will vary depending on if you're dealing with a chargeback or a fraud claim. If you're declining a chargeback, you need to provide a reason why you're declining it. The most common reason is usually that you have already given value to the customer for the payment. For instance, if John buys 5,000 naira worth of airtime on your platform and a chargeback is raised on the transaction after you've already credited their line with the units, you can decline the chargeback because you have already parted with value. You will also need to upload a receipt to prove that you have indeed given value. So based on the example above, you will need to provide a receipt that proves that the airtime was actually applied to John's phone line. The ideal receipt should contain adequate KYC information on the customer as well as information about the transaction. And there's an article in the description box that highlights the best practices for creating receipts that you can read through later. If you are accepting a chargeback, on the other hand, you simply need to click on Accept Chargeback. Please note that you can only accept chargebacks for full refunds since card networks do not allow us accept chargebacks partially. Easy, right? Now let's move on to fraud claims. When you're declining a fraud claim, you will need to provide the customer name, email address, phone number, and details of the product or service provided. In cases where the payment was for a physical item, you will also need to provide the address the item was delivered to and the date the item was delivered. This is to enable the bank have access to as much information as they'll need to track down the bad actor and recover their customers' money. After providing all that information, you will also need to provide a reason for declining the fraud claim. For instance, if this fraud claim was on John's 5,000 naira airtime purchase and you had already credited his line for the airtime, you could say something like value already given and add any additional information here that could aid the bank's investigation. So, assuming we have John's BVN, this would be something like value already given, customer's BVN is blah blah. If you are accepting a fraud claim, you only need to let us know if you want to accept it for a full or a partial refund. Say, for example, you received John's 5,000 naira payment for the airtime, but you were only able to credit his line for 2,000 naira, maybe due to some system error, you can accept the fraud claim for a partial refund of 3,000 naira. If you are accepting the fraud claim for a full refund, you can simply select full refund from the drop down under how much should we refund and click on accept chargeback. If you're accepting the fraud claim for a partial refund, you simply need to select partial refund from the drop down, enter the amount you'd like us to refund under refund amount. Let us know why you're refunding a partial amount. So in John's case, we can say something like value was not given for full amount, and we can also upload a receipt in the attachment section showing that only partial value was given. Then you can click on accept chargeback. Resolving disputes on your mobile app is pretty much the same as resolving them on your dashboard. The only difference is that on your mobile app, there is no dispute section. However, when you do have a dispute, you will see a banner at the top of the app letting you know that there are pending disputes that you need to resolve. When you click on that banner, you will be redirected to the list of pending disputes, and you can select the dispute you'd like to resolve and click on resolve fraud claim or resolve chargeback at the bottom of the page to provide all the required information and resolve your disputes. Remember that in the event that you fail to resolve a dispute within the specified timeline, PAYSTACK will automatically deduct the transaction amount from your settlement and process a reversal to the customer. Whew. Now that we're experts in managing disputes from our PAYSTACK dashboard and the mobile app, let's talk about how to use the Disputes API. The Disputes API is by far my favorite dispute resolution channel and the most efficient method of the three. It works by using our Disputes API endpoints to automatically retrieve and resolve all your disputes with zero manual intervention from your team. This means you are far less likely to lose money to disputes, and it will also free up your internal team to focus on doing more important work, so your team can finally focus on actually enjoying their lunch breaks without the looming anxiety that there are pending disputes that might expire soon and lose your company money. The Dispute API is highly recommended, especially for large companies that have high dispute volumes. And if you're watching this and thinking, how can I get on the Disputes API wave? It's easy. Simply reach out to our amazing support team via any of our support channels, letting them know you'd like to implement the Disputes API, and they'll take care of it. However, please note that your developers will need to be a part of the implementation process. If you don't have developers, then the dashboard and mobile app will be your best bet. If you've stuck with me till the end of this video, it means you're all set to start managing disputes like a pro. Remember, you can always reach out to us if you have any questions. We also have a bunch of helpful Help Center articles about disputes, and we have linked them in the description box below, so feel free to check them out. Thank you and take care.